The latest update for Sofa is all about making your list more personal and fun. So if you want the TLDR, you get cover images for lists, large titles and descriptions, custom settings per list, new layout options, new themes. You're able to edit custom items and titles, which is great. And if that's really all you care to hear at this point, you can go download the update. The link is in the description. If you care to keep diving deeper and seeing all the details for everything that's new, then keep watching. So let's go. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context into why I focused on adding these features to Sofa. The list that people create, and even myself, are highly personal. There's things in there that many people have been kind of curating over time, and that's been done by hand, painstakingly at times. And adding more personality, more fun, more customization to that is something that I personally get a lot of joy out of when I get to use all of this stuff. And I think other people will as well. Adding something like a cover image can seem kind of trivial and kind of easy, right? You just take a big image and you put it at the top and you're done. But really, it feels different than that. When you have a list of your favorite books or your favorite movies, and along with that, an image that hits you in a certain way, it just makes this all feel much better and brings a lot more joy to this whole experience. So now, after all that context, let's get into it. All right, so let's start off with how we can now customize lists. So if I go to the playing list, now up here in the more action here, we have this nice new edit list details button. Click on this. Now I get this view, and this is where I can configure and customize all the little settings for each list. So let's start at the beginning. So we have a title here, and you now have the option to add a description, which is really nice. And that description also comes with the ability to add markdown to it for formatting. And this allows you to add headers. You can add bullets if you want, bold things, italic. You can add links, as you're seeing here. And within that, you can also add a cover image, and you can show or hide that title as well. So by default here, you see there's no title, there's no cover images. So let's turn that on. So if I turn this on, and I turn that on, hit done, and there we go. So now you can see that we have our nice large title. It gives us a little more context where it is. You can see how many items are in there, and then you get the description that you put there. You can add links to this, which is really nice. So you can add nice detail to your list. And for myself, I have some lists that I just add like a little description for what it is. Others I have more link heavy notes like this that you're seeing here. That way I can kind of easily jump off to different things. What I can do if I want to change this cover image here, I have an option. And there's a couple different sources that you can pull from. One is you can search the movies and TV database that we have. You can search the video games database. You can search Unsplash, or you can go out to the internet and just grab a URL for an image and then just add that here. So let's do video games, and we'll search Tony Hawk. And let's add that. And you can say, look at that, new image. You can probably find a better one than that, but for demonstration purposes, that is fine. So we're in a different list here, and it's using the default large grid, so you can see all the nice covers very, very easily. So if we go up to edit list details, now we have this layout section. And you still have the same options of choosing between a grid or a list, but now you have a few extra options. So the first one is being how dense you want that information to be. I can choose a cozy grid. I'll close this, and you can see that now these items become much smaller. You get more information in the screen, and this is great for when you have maybe a really long list of a lot of information. You want to see a bunch of it all at once. That can be really helpful. And then you also have the option to do a cover only view. So if I turn this on, this will hide all of that little metadata and the buttons and stuff like that. And then you can just see the covers here, which is really nice. And then what you do is you essentially long press on things, and then you can still get access to all the various actions and stuff like that. And we can do this for lists as well. So if I go to list, so again, I have my kind of regular list that we had before, but now if you want a really dense list, you can do that. So close this, and you get this really dense list. So again, a lot of options available to how you may want to lay these out. And the good thing is that each of these settings are set per list. So each list can save their own custom setup. So you can set up one list to be very dense in a list format like this with a cover image and all that stuff. And then other lists can be set up in other ways. So if I want, I can change this to be a grid. I can hide that so I can see this. And if I go back here, I can see that's like that. Very nice. All right, so let's talk about editing custom items. Now, custom items are there and they're very helpful when you want to add something to your list, but you can't find it within one of Sofa's data sources that it uses. So let's say that you were to search for something called the book, say it's not in here for whatever reason, you have the option to add a custom item. So a custom book, custom app, custom podcast, whatever. Give it a title, and then you can hit add. Now, that's good, but the annoying part is maybe you misspelled the title and you needed to change it. That wasn't possible before. And the other is the cover image. So what you're seeing here on the right-hand side is an example of how it would randomly pull an image from Unsplash. So you didn't really have to manage it, right? And that's fine, but it's really not great when you have a lot of custom items that you want to add. This is more prevalent amongst books with the various data sources. I'm going to show you how you can edit this stuff going forward, which is great. So we have this item here, and if we look at this, so now we have some options here. And if we go to edit, cover image, I can choose either from Unsplash, so I can search for an image to add here, or I can add it from a URL, or I can delete it. So I'm going to show you how to add from URL. So first we're going to go over to the internet, and this is the book that I wanted to add. And if let's grab this, I want to copy that. If I go back here and I go to edit cover image, add from URL, and then I can just paste it from the clipboard, and then boom, done. So now any image with from a URL, I can add it to any custom item, which is really nice. So now this book actually feels more at home within the list that it's in, right? So it's not just some random cover, it's the cover of the actual book. And if for any reason I needed to change the title, maybe I mistyped it or something, you can do that in here. So next let's talk about some additions to sticky notes. So sticky notes are intended to be a very quick way to add just a little reminder for yourself or a little note that will help you either jog your memory in the future or just add a little context to what you saved. I will frequently use that for when things are added. It'll say like who recommended it to me, right? So Abby recommended that one, or Hannah recommended that one, that kind of thing. So that way, when I go back to either read or watch something, I say like, oh, what was this again? Where did this come from? And then that little note is very helpful. Now, with sticky notes, you can add Markdown support for this. So let me show you how this works. So if I open this sticky note here, and I hit edit. So this movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I know nothing about this movie. It literally keeps popping up on Twitter. So anyway, but let's say that I wanted to add some notes to this. So I could say some bullet, some other bullet, right? And as I'm going through, I can preview this stuff, so I can kind of toggle between preview and edit mode. And I can also add links to these things as well. And what I'll do is I'll just add a link to the Sofa website, but you could get an idea for what this is going to do and how helpful this could be for adding things. And what's nice is now I can add links and I can actually interact with these links and open these in the web and all that stuff. And you can add really long notes here if you want. It is intended to be more brief and short things, but if you want to go wild with that, go for it. And Can make things bold. Oh. Right. So you can see how all that works. Nice. Markdown support and sticky notes. How about it? The last thing is new themes. So in preparation for summer coming up, there's 8 new themes, 4 for spring and 4 for summer. So if we go here and go to themes, they're all featured in this main carousel here. But if you want, you can just go down to the seasons and see all the summer ones. You can see all the new ones in there, or you can look at the spring ones as well. But there's some nice ones in here. So let's do apply. So this one's called Surfs Up for dark mode. So really nice, very summery, like a dark one, right? You know, like Surfs Up. Cool. Let me switch to light mode here, and you can see. So this theme that I'm using is Island Vibes. There's some more eclectic ones here. So this one is like very green and yellow, but just has a lot of personality to it. A lot of fun to go through and see this stuff. So that's everything that's new in SOFA 3.3. I hope you really enjoy it. Head over to the App Store to download that. If you like this video, give it a little thumbs up, comment below. We can chat. It'll be fun. And I'll see you next time. Bye.